Look, that $5,000 you gave me last time helped, but Diana and I are back in a corner. The landlord is talking about an eviction notice. One more check wouldn't hurt.
I can't do it this time, Collins. I really can't.
I know who you are. And more importantly, I know who your brother is. You have access that others don't. We need the documents, the financial details, and the internal plans he's keeping under lock and key. There is $300,000 in here. A fresh start. You wouldn't have to ask Ethan for a single cent ever again.
What exactly do you need me to find?
Collins stopped by the office again today. He was looking pretty stressed out about his car.
Let me guess. The car broke down, and by some miracle, the only cure was a check from your business account.
My brother gave me his master key months ago for emergencies. A little token of trust he's going to regret.
Ethan, I was just looking at your semester portal. A 3.9 GPA and a business major is no small feat, especially with how hard you've been working at the firm on the side.
Thanks, Dad. It's been a lot of late nights, but I really want to make sure I have a solid foundation before I graduate.
It shows. You've always had this way of just focusing and getting the job done. I don't ever have to look over your shoulder because I know you're doing the right thing.
I actually brought my grades up this term too. My advisor said my project on urban planning was one of the most creative ones in the department.
That's nice, Collins. Creativity is good for hobbies. But look at what your brother is doing. He's building a future that actually has some weight to it.
Collins did work hard on that project, Dad. I saw him up until 3 a.m. most nights last week sketching those designs.
Working hard is one thing, Ethan, but working smart is what makes a man. I just want Collins to have half the drive you have. If he did, I wouldn't have to worry about him constantly needing a safety net.
I have drive. I just don't do everything exactly the way he does it.
Well, maybe if you did, you'd have results we could actually celebrate. Ethan, I'm thinking of helping you with the down payment on that office space you liked. You've proven you can handle the responsibility.
I was actually looking at a studio space for my designs. It's not much, but...
Let's focus on the sure thing first, son. Ethan, let's go into the study and look at those lease papers.
I'll just stay here and clear the table then, since I'm so good at helping. A safety net, like I'm some kind of burden he's forced to carry. It's always the same. Ethan breathes and gets a medal, while I break my back just to get a, that's nice. He thinks I don't have drive, but I have enough drive to leave this house and never look back. It's easy to have leadership and character when the world hands you everything you ask for on a silver platter. Go on, Ethan. Take the office. Take the money. You're going to need it to stay ahead of me, because one day, you'll be the one looking up at me. Ethan, good, you're in. I was just telling Diana that the car is acting up again, and with the rent going up this month, things are looking a little thin.
It's good to see you, Collins. I didn't realize the car was giving you trouble again. What's the damage this time?
The mechanic said it's the transmission. It's going to be at least $4,000, and honestly, I don't have the time to be shopping around for quotes. I figured since you're out here breaking ground on this huge estate, a few thousand probably won't even show up on your radar.
It's a busy time with the new residential project, but I never want you or Diana worrying about how you're going to get to work.
Exactly. I mean, look at this place. You're making more money, Ethan. You're practically printing money.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm happy to help. I want you to be stable, Collins. That's why I keep telling you to come to me.
And I appreciate that. Truly, we're family. Family is supposed to share, right? It wouldn't sit right with me if I was the one with the big business and you were the one taking the bus.
I agree. I'm gonna send you 5,000. That would cover the car and gives you a little extra to take Diana out for a nice dinner. You both deserve a break.
5,000. Now that's what I'm talking about. This takes the pressure off. I told Diana my brother would never let us struggle as long as he is capable.
I just want to see you get ahead, Collins. Just promise me you'll actually get the transmission fixed and not just patch it up.
Trust me, I've got it handled. Thanks, Ethan. I'll catch you later.
Collins stopped by the office again today. He was looking pretty stressed out about his car.
Let me guess. The car broke down, and by some miracle, the only cure was a check from your business account.
Don't be like that, Emily. The transmission is actually shot. I couldn't just let him and Diana walk everywhere, especially with the shifts she's pulling at the hospital.
Ethan, we have had this exact conversation every month for a year. It's always the car, or the rent, or some unexpected bill that somehow only you can pay. Did you give him the money?
I gave him 5,000. It's not going to break us, Emily. We are doing pretty well for ourselves, and I have the surplus. He's my brother. I can't sit and watch him struggle.
You aren't watching him struggle, Ethan. You're watching him refuse to grow up. There's a difference. By handing him $5,000 every time he snaps his fingers, you're making it impossible for him to ever stand on his own.
My father always said that family is the only thing that matters in the end. If I have a full plate, I'm going to share it with my blood. That's how I was raised, and that's how I'm going to live.
I'm not saying you shouldn't love him. I'm saying you should love him enough to say no. A grown man should be able to manage his own life without treating his brother like a personal ATM. You're building a cushion for him that is eventually going to swallow his sense of responsibility.
It's just 5,000, Emily. It's nothing much. I'd rather him be dependent on me than end up in a shelter.
I'm worried that he doesn't see your hard work anymore. He doesn't see the 16-hour days you put in. He just sees your bank account as his safety net, and one day, if that net isn't there, he's going to resent you for it instead of being grateful.
That's not going to happen. We'll be fine. Arthur, I've spent the last 3 nights going over these projections. I've decided to move almost all of our liquid capital and a significant portion of my personal savings into this residential estate project.
That is a bold move, Ethan. We're talking about a massive concentration of assets in one basket. If the market shifts even slightly, we won't have much of a buffer.
I understand the risk, but look at the location and the demand for rental housing right now. This isn't just another build, it's a legacy project. If we execute this correctly, the returns will dwarf anything we've done in the last 10 years.
I can't deny the logic. The numbers suggest that once the first phase is occupied, the cash flow will be enough to take this company global. We wouldn't just be local developers anymore. We'd be a major player in the industry.
Exactly. This is the moment I've been working toward since I started this firm. I'm prepared to put everything on the line because I believe in the vision. I want to build something that lasts, something that secures my family's future for generations.
It's an ambitious leap, Ethan. Most men would play it safe at this stage, but you've always had the gut for the big plays. If you're in, the board is in. We'll start the wire transfers for the primary materials and the land permits by the end of the week.
Let's do it. I want the ground broken by Monday. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. This project is going to change everything for us.
To new heights, then. This is the start of a whole new chapter for the company.
I saw the money alert on your phone, Collins. I thought getting the car fixed would at least put you in a better mood, but you've been pacing this floor since the moment you walked in.
It's not about the car, Diana. It's about the fact that I have to walk into that glass and marble office and beg for $5,000 while Ethan is sitting there signing contracts for $5 million.
He isn't making you beg. Ethan has never said a cross word to you about helping us. He's your brother, and he's always been there the second you called.
That's exactly the problem. He's there, like a king handing out scraps to a peasant. Have you not seen his house? Have you not seen his fleet of cars? It's easy to be generous when you're swimming in it.
You're comparing your beginning to his middle, Collins. He's worked 16-hour days for years to get that office. Instead of being bitter, you should be grateful we have someone to turn to when things get dark.
Grateful? For what? For the fact that he was always the favorite? Dad looked at him like he was a god, and looked at me like I was a mistake. Life has never been fair to me, Diana. Everything Ethan touches turns to gold, and everything I touch turns to dust.
That's not true, and you know it. You have talent, but you spend so much time looking at Ethan's plate that you're letting your own food get cold. He loves you. He wants to see you succeed.
He wants to see me stay right where I am, just successful enough to keep breathing, but small enough to keep needing him. It feeds his ego to be the savior. I'm tired of being the charity case in his success story.
Ethan, I just sent the final numbers to your computer. You need to look at them right now.
If you're so tired of it, then stop taking the money. Start that design business you're always talking about and prove him wrong.
With what? The scraps he leaves me? No, I'm done playing the grateful little brother role. One day, the tables are going to turn. And I want to see if he's still so generous when he's the one on the ground.
I see the red lines, Arthur, but I don't understand. Where is the money we usually have at the end of the month?
It's gone. The company isn't making enough to keep up with everything you're doing. We've been pulling every bit of extra cash to pay for the bricks and the workers at your housing project, and now the well is dry.
But the building project can't stop. We're right in the middle of it.
That's the problem I'm trying to show you on that screen. The main business is running down. We don't have any funds left to send over to the construction site. If we don't get a huge amount of money by next week, both the company and the buildings will fail.
I was sure the business would stay strong enough to support the dream. I've put everything into this.
It's not holding up, Ethan. We are out of money. You can't keep building houses with funds we don't have. You have to decide what you're going to do before the doors are locked on us.
I can't let it fail, Arthur. I've worked too hard for this. There has to be a way to keep going.
There is no way without cash, and right now, the company is empty. Ethan, I'm glad I caught you before you headed out. Look, that $5,000 you gave me last time helped, but Diana and I are back in a corner. The landlord is talking about an eviction notice, and I figured since you're already this deep into the housing project, one more check wouldn't hurt.
I can't do it this time, Collins. I really can't.
Come on, Ethan. Don't joke like that. You're building an empire. I'm just asking for enough to keep the roof over my head for another month. It's pocket change to you.
I'm being serious, Collins. The business is running down, and I don't have any funds left to move around. Every cent I have is tied up in the estate project, and right now, that project is struggling.
So what? You're saying no? After all the times you told me your door was always open. You're sitting in this fancy office and telling me your own brother has to go home and tell his wife they might be on the street?
I'm asking you to be patient. I'm not saying never. I'm saying not right now. I'm under a lot of pressure, and I'm trying to keep everything from falling apart. Just give me some time to get things moving again, and I'll help you then.
Time? The landlord isn't asking for time. He's asking for money. I knew it. The second things get even a little bit tight for you, you pull the ladder up and leave me at the bottom.
That's not what this is. I've supported you for years without a single complaint. I'm telling you the truth. I am struggling. I need you to understand that for once.
I understand that you're selfish. You've got all these houses, and you can't even spare a few grand for your blood? Fine. I'll figure it out myself, but don't expect me to forget this.
Collins. Wait.
No, I've heard enough. Good luck with your struggle in your leather chair. Struggling. He actually had the nerve to say he's struggling while he sits behind a mahogany desk. Who does he think he's fooling? I heard the guys at the site talking. Everyone knows that a state project is a gold mine. They're talking about millions, and he's standing there telling me he's broke? He's lying. He has to be. He's probably hiding the money, tucking it away in offshore accounts or burying it in those houses just so he doesn't have to look at my face anymore. He's tired of me. That's what it is. He wants to see me crawl. He wants to feel superior by watching me lose everything while he pretends his hands are tied. Be patient, he says. Easy for him to say when he isn't the one looking at an eviction notice. He's always been the golden boy, the favored one, and now he's finally showing his true colors. He's a hoarder. A liar. He's turned his back on his own blood while he's swimming in more cash than I'll see in a lifetime. Fine, if that's how he wants to play it, let him. But I see through the act. I see exactly what he is now. I'm done with him, Diana. I'm officially done. I went to that office today, sitting there like a beggar, and he had the audacity to tell me he's struggling. He's sitting in a chair that costs more than our car, telling me he can't help with the rent. It's an insult!
Collins, just breathe for a second. You're shouting at the walls. Did he actually say he wouldn't help? Or did he just say things were tight?
It's the same thing. Be patient, he says. How am I supposed to be patient when the landlord is calling every hour? He's lying. I know he is. Everyone is talking about this massive new estate he's building. You don't start a whole new business venture if you're broke. He's just hoarding it. He's decided that his new project is more important than his own brother's survival.
You don't know that, Collins. You haven't seen his books. You don't even know where this estate is. All you know is what you hear on the street. Why would Ethan start lying to you now, after years of being the only person we could count on? It doesn't make sense.
It makes perfect sense. He's tired of being the one who gives. He wants to keep it all for himself and build his little empire while I stay right here at the bottom. He's probably laughing about it. He wants to feel like the big man by showing me that he can take it all away whenever he wants.
Or maybe you're just looking for someone to blame because you're ashamed. Have you ever thought about that? You're so busy counting the money in Ethan's pocket that you've forgotten how to put any in your own. For years, you've just sat back, relaxed, and waited for his success to feed us. You've become so dependent on him that the moment he says he's in trouble, you crumble.
What is that supposed to mean? I've been looking for the right opportunities.
No, Collins, you've been looking for a handout. You're a grown man, but you've let Ethan be the provider for this house instead of yourself. He has done too much for you already. Instead of being angry that the well ran dry, you should be asking yourself why you haven't dug your own. You've wasted so much time depending on him that you don't even know how to work hard anymore.
I'm already alone. He made that clear today. He's got his millions and his new business, and I've got nothing. He's a hypocrite.
Please, just listen to yourself. Don't let this anger make your decisions for you. If you throw away your relationship with Ethan over one no, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Life is long, Collins, and bitterness is a heavy thing to carry. You need to stop bad-mouthing the man who kept us afloat and start figuring out how you're going to take care of your wife.
Let it be heavy then. I'd rather be bitter and right than a fool who keeps waiting for scraps from a man who doesn't care if I starve.
You look like a man who's had a long year, Collins. Or maybe just a man who's tired of waiting for a turn of luck that never comes.
I don't know you, and I'm not in the mood for a chat, unless you're buying the next round.
I can do much better than a drink. I know who you are, and more importantly, I know who your brother is. Ethan is trying to build something very ambitious with that new estate project. Some might say he's being a bit too ambitious for his own good.
If you're looking for a way into his inner circle, you've got the wrong guy. My brother and I don't exactly share secrets anymore. He's too busy protecting his empire to worry about me.
That's exactly why I'm talking to you. You're the invisible man, Collins. You have access that others don't. I represent a group of investors who would find it very beneficial to know the specifics of his project. We need the documents, the financial details, and the internal plans he's keeping under lock and key.
You're asking me to spy on my brother? I told you, we've got problems, but I'm not a thief.
Is it theft if you're simply taking what you're owed? There is $300,000 in here, a fresh start. You wouldn't have to ask Ethan for a single cent ever again.
300,000? Just for some papers?
Information is the most expensive commodity in the world. Ethan is keeping his fortune to himself, isn't he? He's building his future while you're stuck in the past. This is your chance to level the playing field. Give us the details on the estate business, and this is all yours.
He told me he was struggling. He told me he had nothing left. If I do this, if the information I give you hurts him...
He's a big man, Collins. He'll survive. The question is, will you? Think about what $300,000 does for your life. Think about the look on his face when he realizes you don't need him anymore.
What exactly do you need me to find? $300,000. I wouldn't have to look at this room anymore, or hear Diana's lectures about working harder. I could finally be someone. Ethan says he's struggling, but he's building an empire. He's just hoarding it, waiting for me to beg. He chose his project over his own blood, so why should I protect him? This isn't betrayal. It's just taking what I'm owed after he turned his back on me. He's the one who lied, the one who left me to drown while he sat on his millions. I'm tired of being the charity case. And if he won't give me a share, I'll find someone who will.
You're late, Collins. I don't like standing in the dark longer than I have to.
You'll wait as long as I tell you to wait. I had to make sure I wasn't followed, and I had to ensure the merchandise was ready. This isn't a game where we just hand over folders in a park.
I assumed you were already at the office. You said you'd have the files pulled by midnight. Why are we meeting here if the job isn't done?
Because I've decided I'm not the one walking into that building tonight. I've done enough. My brother gave me his master key months ago for emergencies, a little token of trust he's going to regret.
If you have the master key, why are we talking? Go in, get the drive, and get paid.
I'm keeping the master. But what I have with me here is the duplicate I had made at a shop across town where they don't ask questions. It's a perfect match. This gets you through the service entrance, up the private elevator, and right into his inner sanctum. The security codes for the floor are written on the tag.
You're handing me a copy and telling me to do the dirty work? That wasn't the arrangement.
The arrangement was for me to provide access. I'm providing it. You want those proprietary files? You go get them. I'm not risking a prison sentence when I've already given you the literal key to the kingdom. My part is finished the moment this metal hits your palm.
Give it here then.
Not so fast. We need to talk about the finality of this. I've already seen the deposit hit my account, but that's only half of what we agreed on. I want the rest the moment you step out of that office.
You'll get your money, Collins. You're acting like we're amateurs. Once the data is verified, and the encryption is cracked, the remaining balance will be wired. You'll be a very wealthy man by sunrise.
And why should I trust you? How do I know you won't just vanish once you have what's in that safe?
I have already showed you where we operate. If I burned you, You'd have nothing to lose by going to the police or your brother. I'm not that stupid. You'll get the balance.
See that you do. My brother thinks he's untouchable because he's the one with the name on the door. He's about to find out that the person you should fear most isn't an enemy. It's the one who knows exactly which lock to turn.
I'll be in touch.
It's gone, Emily. It's all gone.
What are you talking about? Ethan, you're shaking. What happened at the office?
I don't even know how they got it. Someone leaked everything. The internal debt, the private cost sheets, the investor projections. Every weak spot I had was laid out on a silver platter for the competition. They used it to squeeze us. The banks saw the numbers, panicked, and pulled the funding for the entire estate project by noon.
But the main company, the office, surely we can still save something?
There's nothing left to save. I had to sign over the assets just to keep from being sued into the ground. The cars, the warehouse, the commercial lots. It's all being seized. The only thing we have is this house, Emily. That's it. Everything I spent the last 10 years building disappeared in 8 hours.
How is this possible? You said the data was secure. You said only a few people had access to those files.
That's the part that's killing me. The security logs show someone used a key in the middle of the night. It wasn't a hack from the outside. It was an execution from the inside. Someone wanted to destroy me, and they knew exactly where to twist the knife.
Oh, Ethan, I'm so sorry.
I'm just the man who lost it all. I feel like I'm suffocating. I tried so hard to protect everyone, but I couldn't even protect myself.
I saw the news, Ethan. I saw it on every headline this morning. I couldn't sit at home while my brother's world was falling apart. I had to come see you.
Collins, I didn't think I'd be seeing anyone today. I can barely even look at my own reflection, let alone face the family.
Don't say that. We're blood. I know we had that argument a few months back. I was angry, and I said things I shouldn't have. But seeing you like this, it makes all of that feel so small. I'm truly sorry for what happened to the company. To lose everything so fast, it's not right.
Thank you, Collins. Honestly, I thought you'd be the last person to walk through that door. After I told you I couldn't help you, I felt like I'd failed as a brother.
No, I'm shocked, like everyone else. Who would do something like this to you? To leak your private files just to ruin you? It's pure evil.
I don't know. The investors are gone. The estate is gone. Money comes and goes, I guess. But I'm glad I still have my family. I promise, if I ever get back on my feet, I'll make it up to you.
Focus on yourself right now, Ethan. Don't worry about me. I've found a way to manage. You just stay strong. You've always been the one who kept it together for the rest of us. It's okay to let someone else be the strong one for once.
I really appreciate it, Collins. More than you know, it's good to know I can still trust someone in this world.
What can I do for you officers?
Collins, you are under arrest for conspiracy, industrial espionage, and involvement in an illegal money laundering scheme. We've been tracking a group of investors for months, and your name just surfaced at the center of their latest operation.
Investors? I don't know any investors, and I have nothing to do with money laundering.
The deal, which involved $300,000 of marked currency tied to an international crime syndicate. We found the transaction logs connecting your bank accounts.
I didn't know I was dealing with a criminal.
It doesn't matter what you knew. You're coming with us.
You asked to see me. The warden said it was urgent.
I didn't think you'd come. After everything that came out in the trial, I didn't think you'd ever want to look at me again.
I needed to hear it from you, not from a lawyer and not from a police report. I spent every night for months wondering who hated me enough to burn my life to the ground. I looked at my employees, my partners, even my rivals. I never looked at you.
It was me, Ethan. It was all me. I sold you for $300,000. I let my pride convince me that you deserved to lose it all, so I could finally feel like you're equal. I thought you lied when you said you don't have.
I wasn't lying to you, Collins. I was trying to save the company so you'd always have a safety net. I was drowning, and I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to worry. I wanted to be the strong brother for just a little bit longer.
I see that now. I saw it the moment they dragged me away, and I saw the look on your face when you lost the office. I destroyed the only person who actually cared if I lived or died. I've ruined the name our father gave us. I don't expect you to understand. I couldn't die with this secret inside me. I'm so sorry, Ethan. I'm so sorry.
It hurt, Collins. It nearly killed me. I've spent the last year in a hole I didn't dig. But I've realized something while sitting in that empty house. Bitterness is what put you in this uniform, and I won't let it put me in a cage of my own.
How can you even look at me?
Because you're still my brother. You did a terrible thing, and you're paying the price for it, but I'm not going to carry the hate anymore. I forgive you, Collins. Not because what you did was okay, but because I want us to be family again when you get out. We'll start over.
Thank you. Thank you, Ethan.
Ethan, I asked you to come in because the investigation into your brother's business partner has taken a massive turn. We've been tracking this man for a long time. He isn't just a wealthy investor. He's a career criminal who has been running a sophisticated sabotage and money laundering ring for years.
So Collins wasn't just dealing with a shady businessman, he was dealing with a professional?
Exactly. This man's entire strategy was to find a vulnerable person close to a successful target, buy their loyalty, and then use leaked information to bankrupt the company so he could buy the assets for pennies. He's done this to dozens of others a long time ago, but he finally slipped up with your case. We arrested him this morning trying to cross the border.
What happens to the estate project now? Everything I built is in his name.
Not anymore. Because we proved he used stolen internal documents to manipulate your investors and seize your properties, the court has frozen everything. Under the racketeering laws, we were able to recover almost all of your stolen assets. Most of your properties, the land, and the primary accounts are being returned to you.
I thought it was gone forever.
It's more than enough to restore your business, Ethan. He's going away for a very long time. And the evidence we found in his files actually helped clear your company's name with the banks. You've been through hell, but the law is handing you your life back.
Thank you, Detective. I'm gonna go tell my wife the news. After everything we've been through, she's the one who deserves to hear that we finally won our life back.
The film 30 Pieces of Silver serves as a stark warning that the shadow of Judas still walks among us, often wearing the face of those we trust the most. It reminds us that betrayal is never just a transaction of money. It is a theft of the soul. As the scripture warns in Proverbs chapter 28, verse 20, "A faithful man will abound with blessings, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished." When we allow envy to blind us, we trade eternal loyalty for a temporary gain that will eventually turn to ash in our hands, leaving us with nothing but the weight of our own choices. To the audience watching today, let this story be the mirror that guards your heart against the bitter root. True wealth is found in the integrity of your word and the strength of your bonds, not in the shortcuts taken at the expense of another. Remember the words of Luke chapter 12, verse 15. Take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. Protect your character more than your bank account, for the silver will always fail you, but a life lived in truth is a legacy that no betrayal can ever destroy.